So in today's video, I'll be discussing and sharing with you guys the latest intel and news we've received about the New York Knicks and their plans for the 2022 NBA draft. And New York currently has the 11th and 42nd picks in the draft on June 23rd in the Barclays Center. And recent reports about New York's thinking in the draft do suggest that they have other plans potentially in store instead of selecting with those picks. So with that all being said, let's get into the first report about the Knicks. So in yesterday's article regarding the latest intel around the league, Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher suggested and reported that New York is clearly interested in Purdue sophomore guard Jaden Ivey. And according to Jake Fisher, league personnel kept repeating the idea of New York trading up for Jaden Ivey, potentially with the 4th pick. And overall, Jake Fisher is definitely a very reliable source in the NBA. So you could definitely believe this report and consider it to be true that the Knicks are targeting Jaden Ivey. And also to add on to this report, Mark Berman of the New York Post suggested that the Knicks have at least explored moving up in the 2022 NBA draft from pick number 11, and they have indeed interviewed Purdue guard Jaden Ivey at the draft combine in Chicago. And he states that it's also noteworthy that Ivey is a creative artist agency client, aka CAA, and is guided by Aaron Mintz, who is a close friend of Knicks president Leon Rose. And personally, I do tend to believe that the CAA connection is real with Leon Rose, as you could also visibly see him in this recent Jaden Ivey workout video with CAA. And if you look closely, you'll see Tom Thibodeau and Walt Perrin also looking at Jaden Ivey very closely. And it's pretty likely that Ivey is going to be a top 4 pick in this year's draft, most particularly to go to the team like the Sacramento Kings. But the fit between Ivey and Sacramento is kind of questionable because they do have De'Aaron Fox, who they just committed a long-term contract to. And they also drafted Davion Mitchell as another guard in last year's draft. So it's definitely possible that they do end up moving the pick, and New York could be a potential target for that pick. And that would only be if they're interested in pairing up Domantas Sabonis and Julius Randle as the frontcourt of the team, which I find as a questionable fit, and especially defensively. But a more realistic trade proposal by the Knicks would be someone like Mitchell Robinson in a sign-and-trade deal, and the 11th pick and the Dallas 2023 first-round pick next year. And maybe a few more second-round picks or another first-round pick would need to be involved as well. But the idea of pairing Jaden Ivey as the backcourt with Emmanuel Quickley as the point guard and shooting guard, and with guys like RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin surrounding the team, it would definitely be intriguing in my opinion. But it's going to be a long shot for the Knicks to actually land Ivey and trade up to the 4th pick. But the Knicks have already clearly expressed strong interest in Ivey, so they could definitely make it happen, especially with guys like Leon Rose behind the scene. And if New York really believes that Ivey will be a superstar type of a player in the league at the point guard or shooting guard position, they would definitely include significant assets in the trade. But there are also good options at pick number 11 as well. And with that all out of the way, let me know in the comment section down below who you guys think would need to be involved in the trade for the New York Knicks, and whether or not you guys want New York to trade up for Ivey. And if you did enjoy this video and want to see more New York Knicks draft content and updates like these, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and it's been KNYT here and I'm out. Peace.